Often you'll be rolling down the highway and you'll see a bunch of motorcycles packed up, banging down the interstate or some back road, and you may wonder what it is. Well, it's often riders getting together for a charity ride, and that's exactly what we're starting today, the Great American Convoy. I'm Adam Sandoval. This is a little project we started last year, and it turned out really, really good.
This is what we were able to put together in 84 days across America, $600,000.
We had riders connect with us, tens of thousands of riders all across the country came together to ride motorcycles in honor of our American veterans. I have to be honest, this year I'm a little bit nervous because we've put this together kind of quickly and we haven't had quite the advance notice that I would like to have for the convoy. And it's important to have everybody show up. If not enough people show up, we don't raise enough money and we miss our goal. I've been looking at the weather and it's been showing rain. And I'm like, man, we cannot have rain on day one because it could completely ruin our turnout. A lot of bikers don't like to ride in the rain, and we need all type of bikers to show up. So last night I was just praying all night long that please let this rain pass us by, and lo and behold, I woke up this morning and the clouds have cleared. Hopefully that's enough to get the riders to show up. Hopefully enough people didn't cancel their plans. Hopefully we're gonna have the turnout that we expected for day one as we start the Great American Convoy. Right now we're gonna rally the bikes together and we're gonna head over to our very first dealership stop, FX Caprara's in Adams Center, New York. Arrived at FX Caprara's, and this was such a great dealership stop for us last year. I'm pretty excited for it this year. I'm hoping the crowd builds up and this rain didn't scare anyone away because the skies are beautiful. It's going to be dry. In fact, it looks like it's going to be dry for the next 3 days. Last year on the convoy, we ran rain like 60 of 84 days. So it looks like maybe that curse is broken and we're going to be able to push forward on some sunshine, which should even help our turnouts in the long run. People come together to make the convoy amazing. I've got so many sponsors out there, and I'm not going to rattle everyone at you right now, but I'm going to talk about Meat Hunter rods. They've made these custom rods. Check it out. They've got my logo on it, and they're numbered for every single one of the dealerships out there. So at each dealership stop, I'm going to give one of these rods away to the person who raises the most money or makes the largest donation at the dealership. Today we had an exceptional gentleman come in who y'all may remember from last year's convoy if you watched, because he donated a lot of money more than once. Check it out.
Got an Air Force veteran here and his beautiful wife. What's your name?
Gabriela.
And Brad.
And Brad. And you just told me something amazing. What is that?
We're going to donate $7,500 to Wounded Warriors.
Thank you so much, brother. Showed back up and you brought your beautiful mother, and you brought me another gift. What is it? What am I holding in my hand right here?
$15,000.
A $15,000 donation, man.
And this year he showed up again and donated $15,000, which is going to kick this convoy off right, y'all. At the end of the day, the goal is to raise over 200 grand for our veterans. And with a $15,000 donation from one guy, collaborate with what we're going to raise here today, I think we got one heck of a good stop to start this convoy. And unless somebody gives more than 15 grand, this fishing pole is going to be his when we leave. So far the turnout's been pretty good, but to be honest, it's a little slower than I expected for the first stop. And I'm not sure if that has to do with the fact that it's 4th of July weekend or the fact that it looked like rain for a week straight, but it didn't end up raining and the weather's perfect. Still a good crowd, still good people. And one thing I love about when the dealership stops are a little bit slower like this is it gives me more chance to really talk to the people and connect. Instead of just standing on the line, raising money for charity, I actually get to connect with everybody and just be one of the party. That to me is really the silver lining. No day, especially the first day, goes without problems. So we were setting up and my helmet kind of got moved around. It was underneath my bike and I gave it to the tent for my buddy Scott to hold it. And somehow it ended up inside the van. This is a good time to tell you guys about Scott. So Scott is an old friend of mine from before I ever started riding motorcycle or doing any of this charity fundraising stuff. When I lived in Florida, he was just a fellow Floridian who rode motorcycles with me, and we just did it for fun. And he stayed a friend of mine through all these years, and now on the Great American Convoy, Scott comes with and helps out.
I'm a chief petty officer. I did 20 years in the Navy. I was there when Adam first started doing the Scooting America event. And then he invited me to go on the Great American Convoy last year. This convoy is very important because we are helping all the veterans. And what's also is nice is that a lot of veterans come out and ride with us, and it also gives them the camaraderie that they had in the service. And we're also helping a good cause.
And what he does is he leaves out before us every morning. He's up and out before any of us are up and out. And he goes to these dealerships and he sets up the donation table where we're going to put the jar where I stand, where I meet everybody and take those donations. It's a crucial part of the convoy, and he's always ahead of us doing it. And today he left. He left with my helmet inside his van. Luckily, we had a couple riders that took off with him. Hopefully that helmet makes it back before we hit the road to the next stop, or I'm grounded right here, and then we'll be late to our second stop. That's not a good way to start. Last year, we did over 120 dealers, and I was only late twice. So it'd be pretty bad to be late on the second stop this year. You made a $15,000 donation today to the Wounded Warrior Project. So I want to give you that rod. It's rad, man. Thank you so much.
My name is Brad Beaker. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I was also in the military for 10 years and understand, luckily I wasn't injured, but I know a lot of people that were. And when you get out and the lack of assistance that those people get, the government, they might pay you some money, pay your medical bills, but they don't help you out with any extra items that you need. So that's why I want to really help out. Ever since I've donated, every year we've donated more, and I feel like more has come back.
Total of $16,750 today. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna hit the road, okay guys? Jay is our road captain. He'll be leading it. I don't think I realized how many bikes were on this ride. Coming over from the dealership, man, the line was wrapping around the corners and bike after bike. Upstate New York has some of the most beautiful scenery, and what a way to see it, sharing with all these patriots and all these Americans out here riding. I think in total we had about 70, maybe 75 bikes come through this convoy for the very first stop. And the coolest part about it is this is gonna happen all across America for like 34 days. So if somebody sees a bunch of bikes rolling through town, it might just be the convoy. Feel free to jump in and join us. So we have made it here. And like I told you, man, just beautiful roads through upstate New York. Roads you'd never expect to see if you just think about like Manhattan or New York City, which is what we often think about when we're talking New York. But now we are at Finger Lakes Harley Davidson. Great news is not only did we make it on time, but my friends were able to grab that helmet from Scott and make it back to me. So I was able to ride helmeted the whole way here, and I didn't have to buy a new lid.
Man, I was like gone for like a half an hour, and I got a call saying Adam's helmet is in my van. And I had to call some friends that were on a motorcycle and met me on the highway. And I literally pulled over the highway and hopped out and handed it to them on the motorcycle so they could quick get it back to Adam before they had to leave. They had like 10 minutes. And that's the things that happen on the convoy.
First day total, $27,000, 213. That is crazy. So my concerns of having a successful first day are out of the way, man. No weather, attendance was pretty good, better than I thought, and we raised an absorbent amount of money. Now, all my concerns are not done yet, though. Last year, we did 120 fundraisers in just like 84 days. This year, we're doing 34 and 34, so it's a much slower pace, and it allows us this time to go out and experience the road and the camaraderie and the brothers and sisters. That's what motorcycling is all about. The community, the culture, meeting one another, making those bonds is what motorcycling is about. And this time, this convoy, we're gonna take the time to nourish those relationships.